this is going to be one of those videos that's probably going to get a little bit of negative feedback, if not a lot of negative feedback. And the thing is this, right? And maybe some of you guys have followed my channel for a long time. Maybe you haven't. But I do want to say that, you know, I try to avoid all the drama and all the hassles and all the kind of stuff that a lot of the YouTubers and Crumb side and all this kind of... So, honestly, I walk the straight and narrow when it comes to the content. I don't engage with any of that kind of stuff. Realistically, I mean, early on, there was some crazy things that I would say or whatever, but honestly, I just want to game and have fun. But I have to be honest and say that when it comes to my channel, I should be able to have an opinion of what I want, of how I actually feel, and be honest about it to everybody. I feel like I owe that to the subscriber base. And so when I do this video, you have to keep that in mind, right? And I want to say, I don't think that Spider-Man is going to be a bad game at all. I want to get that right out in the open. I think it's going to be an average game. And I think it's going to be really good game for those that are big Spider-Man fans, right? The Spider-Man fans that love that type of thing. We've seen this type of game before. There's nothing really that... I know Insomniac are great developers, but there's nothing really that they can do that we haven't seen in some form already, right? So for me personally, I see everybody getting hyped about this game, and I scratch my head a bit, and I'm not sure exactly why it's getting... Like, people are saying it's going to be better than God of War, it's going to be better than Red Dead 2, and it's just like, calm down, take a deep breath, relax, think of what you're saying, because that's nonsense, right? This game is going to be average to good, but it's not going to be some 90-something Metacritic game where everybody's just going to be losing their shit over it. You know, I just don't see that happening. And, you know, I do feel like Sony tends to get these kind of free passes, and everybody's like hyping this stuff up. I had people sending me the IGN preview of this game, right? And the funny thing is, they weren't loving it. I've knew people that was at E3 that was talking about this game, and they weren't loving it. They were like, it's okay, you know. I don't really think that it's something that's going to be as big as what people say. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be excited for it at all, right? Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be a very good game. I don't think it's something that people should be just like absolutely flipping out over, though. And I'm sorry, that's just how I feel about it. I don't think that it's going to be that game. I think it's going to be a very fine game, but I don't think it's going to be that big, megaton, huge, amazing, unbelievable, fantastical game that people are kind of drumming up. I think they're being a little bit too hyped about this, because at the end of the day, it's just Spider-Man. It's just more Spider-Man. It's just Spider-Man. We've seen that before. I don't really... Nothing that I've seen, and I've watched all the trailers, I've seen all the gameplay footage, nothing I've seen has realistically shown any kind of inkling that this is a game that's going to be better or that different than other Spider-Man games. And speaking of other Spider-Man games, when you look at the other Spider-Man games, and I'm not saying Metacritic is a be-all, end-all, I'm definitely not saying that, but the more recent Spider-Man games are really, really poor in terms of their Metacritic rating. They're just average, and this is what I'm saying. People are hyping this game up to be something that it's probably not going to be, and I want people to kind of be prepared to maybe, you know, not have that amazing experience that you think. You know, like I said, though, if you're a Spider-Man fan with a Spider-Man tattoo on your ass, you're probably going to love this game no matter what. For me personally, I'm looking forward to it. Have it pre-ordered. Going to play it. Going to review it. Going to give an honest review of it. I'm not going to be suckered into giving it some kind of false score. I never do that. I'm sure if it's average, or I say it's average, people are going to accuse me of just hating Sony. Not the case. Go check out my Detroit Become Human score. You know, go check out my God of War score. Go check out my Ratchet and Clank score. I like some Sony games. It's not my fault that I don't buy into the thing that they have no bad games, because they do have plenty of bad games, just like everybody. So I would love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.